Hello viewers, yes, this is Ranjana ma'am and you are watching Yes, it's mine as well as your channel. So the thumbnail tells it all. What I am going to upload in this video, the thumbnail says everything. I've been getting countless requests from my subscribers, ma'am, class 10 syllabus, please do it. They want to complete it very fast. So many of them say, ma'am, my school has already started it. So Julius Caesar, Act 3, Act 4 and Act 5 for your class 10 syllabus. And Act 3 Scene 1, yes, Act 3 Scene 1 is supposed to be the most important scene. Why? Because here only the main character ceases to exist, Julius Caesar. He is assassinated in this scene. So Act 3 Scene 1 is very important for you all. Of course, all the scenes are important, but of course Act 3 Scene 1 from the drama point of view is very important. So then what are we waiting for? Let's start. But you know what's coming. Before I start, let me remind you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done it up till now, and don't forget to press the like button. Okay, so let's start. Act 3 Scene 1, Rome before the Capitol. Capitol is the place where the senators meet to discuss the problems and all that. So the modern day parliament. So the Capitol, and who are the people? A crowd of people, among them Artemidorus and the soothsayer. These two want to warn Caesar. Soothsayer has already warned him a month back. Caesar, beware the Ides of March, and today is the Ides of March. And Artemidorus, you already know that in Act 2 Scene 3 he has written a letter to Caesar and warned him, told him about the people who are dangerous to him, informed him about that, cautioned him against those conspirators. So these are the two people who are what should we say, who are eager to help Caesar, Soothsayer and Artemidorus. So they are also here. Flourish, that means the sound of the trumpets and all that. So the procession enters the Capitol, and before that the sound of the trumpet. And who are the people who enter? Enter Caesar, Brutus, Cassius, Casca, Decius Brutus, Metellus Cimber, Trebonius, Cinna, Antony, Lepidus, Populus and Publius. So these are the people who enter. Among them, the ones who are against Caesar, who are the conspirators, they are Brutus, Cassius, Casca, Decius, Metellus Cimber, Trebonius, Cinna, Lepidus. And the others are, especially Antony is Caesar's side, he is unaware of the conspiracy that is going on. And Populus Lena also is Caesar's supporter. And Publius also is a famous Roman senator. He is also not in the side of the conspirators. He is not Publius Cimber. Publius Cimber is Metellus Cimber's brother who has been banished by Caesar, and they take this as an issue to come close to Caesar, and then they murder Caesar or assassinate him. Okay, I want to tell you that since this is a very lengthy scene, I will do it in two parts, because you all will get bored if I do it in one video, and naturally you all won't view it till the end. So I will do it in two parts, half and half. Okay, so let's now start. So all of them, they have entered. Caesar to the soothsayer, the Ides of March are come. So Caesar had been warned by the soothsayer that the ides of March, he should be aware of it. So, he is as if taunting the soothsayer. See, you had told that ides of March, I should be careful of it, I should be aware of it, and see, the ides of March has come and I am still alive. That is what he wants to tell the soothsayer. So, what does the soothsayer say? A Caesar, but not gone. Yes, Caesar, ides of March has come, but it is not yet gone. It is not yet over. That means the whole day is there. This is just the morning. Anything can happen. He is not aware of anything might happen, but he feels something might happen to Caesar. He is not aware of the conspiracy, but he feels that his prophecy might come true. Artemidorus, hail Caesar, read the schedule. So, Artemidorus is a well-wisher of Caesar and he greets Caesar and he presents the paper wherein he had written the letter. So, he is presenting as if as an appeal or a petition to Caesar, but actually it is a letter warning Caesar of the danger to his life. Decius, Trebonius does desire you to overread at your best leisure this his humble suit. So, all the conspirators, they are aware that someone might come suddenly and warn Caesar. So, they do not want anyone else to come near Caesar. So, the moment Artemidorus presents his petition to Caesar, Decius Brutus comes and interrupts Artemidorus and says that Trebonius wants, he is eager to read this, he wants that you should read his petition. So, Trebonius has come close to Caesar under the pretext that he wants to present a petition to Caesar, and Decius Brutus urges that Caesar should read that one. Trebonius had desired you to overread, that means read over, at your best leisure, that means when it is very convenient for you, this is humble suit. So, Trebonius is presenting you a humble petition and he wants that you should read it when the time is most convenient for you. Artemidorus, O Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar. So, Artemidorus gets worried that Caesar might not read it because these people will come on presenting their petitions, and in that Artemidorus's letter might not be read by Caesar, and that means the threat to his life will be activated. So, Artemidorus gets excited and he interrupts and he says, Caesar, I request you very humbly that you should read my petition first, because this petition concerns you more closely. So, please, mighty Caesar, read it immediately. So, now Caesar is trying to be a very noble person, that no, I should not think of myself first, I should think of the others. So, what does he say? What touches us ourselves shall be last served. So, if this petition concerns me, then I will read it last. Artemidorus wants Caesar to read it first. Why? So that Caesar is able to take some action. Caesar is able to make himself safe. That is why he wants that Caesar should read the petition first. But Caesar thinks, oh, if it concerns me, he doesn't know the threat to his life is there. So, he tries to act more noble and he says, no, if it concerns me, then I will read it last. I will listen to the petition of others and then only I will read about myself. Delay not, Caesar, read it instantly. But Artemidorus gets worried and he says, Caesar, don't delay, read it immediately. Caesar gets irritated now. He doesn't know that Artemidorus is the only true friend here. Of course, Mark Antony is there, but the people who are surrounding him, most of them are his enemies, and Caesar is unaware of it. Why? Because they had gone to his house and brought him here in a procession. So, Caesar thinks these people are his friends, but the reality is not so. The real friend here Artemidorus is one of them. So Artemidorus urges Caesar to read the petition, and Caesar gets annoyed. What? Is the fellow mad? So he tells, what is the matter with you? Are you crazy? Means, why are you urging me so much? I have said that I will read what concerns me the last. I will read it last. Publius, Sirrah, give place. So Publius then removes Artemidorus and he says, give way to the others. Caesar is getting irritated, so don't go on pressing that Caesar should read your petition first. Make way for the others also to present their petition. Caesar, what? Urge you your petitions in the street? Come to the capital. So why are you adamant on submitting your petition in the roads or in the streets? Come to the capital and then give me your petition. But Artemidorus is afraid that once Caesar reaches the capital, the threat to his life might be carried out. So he wants to warn Caesar beforehand. Caesar goes up to the capital, the rest following. So now Caesar reaches the capital and the others also follow him. All senators rise. So the senators who had already reached the capital and are waiting for Caesar, they rise when they see Caesar to show him respect. Populace, I wish your enterprise today may thrive. So Populus Lena comes to Cassius and tells them that I wish that your enterprise may be successful today. He says it in a casual way. But then the conspirators get worried. They feel, has he got an inkling of what they are planning? Cassius, what enterprise, Populus? So Cassius is pretending ignorance. And he says, what enterprise are you talking of, Populus? Populus, fare you well. So he doesn't speak anything more. Populus doesn't speak anything more. He keeps it a suspense and he says goodbye. And then he moves towards Caesar. And now see how Brutus will get worried. What said Populus Lena? So what did Populus Lena say? That means, what did he tell you? Cassius, he wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered. So Cassius gets worried that Populus should come and wish him good luck, that their enterprise might thrive. So has he got an idea of our conspiracy? And Brutus is also worried and he comes and asks Cassius, what did he say? So he says that Populus Lena told that our enterprise might be successful. He wishes us success in our enterprise. So I am scared that our conspiracy has been found out. Brutus, look how he makes to Caesar, mark him. So Brutus also notices that Populus Lena is advancing towards Caesar. So he says, look, he is going towards Caesar, so keep an eye on him, mark him, observe him, keep an eye on him. Cassius, Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself. So Cassius gets very, what should I say? Cassius gets very excited. He feels if our plan is discovered, what will happen? So he says, Casca has been given the job of striking Caesar first. So he tells Casca, be quick in attacking Caesar, because we fear we might be prevented. If this happens, Brutus, what shall we do now? If our conspiracy is discovered, then one of us will survive, either Caesar or I. That means if Caesar is killed, well and fine, I will survive. Our plan will be successful. If our plan is not successful, then what will I do? Then I will kill myself, for I will slay myself. So if our plan is revealed and Caesar gets to know about it, I won't allow myself to get arrested. I will rather kill myself than be arrested by Caesar. Yeah, because if the plan gets known, Caesar gets to know of it, all these conspirators will be arrested, they will be charged as traitors, and then they will be given the punishment. So, I will not allow all this to happen, I will kill myself. Brutus, Cassius, be constant. Populus Lena speaks not of our purposes, for look, he smiles, and Caesar does not change. So, Brutus assures Cassius, Cassius, be constant. So, don't be worried. Don't be worried, maintain your calm, because Populus Lena is not speaking about our plans, because he is smiling while talking to Caesar, and Caesar also does not change. That means the expression on the face of Caesar also does not change. See, if Populus was to tell Caesar about the conspiracy, then he would not be smiling, and even Caesar would not be looking normal. Caesar does not change, his expressions does. If Caesar was to hear the conspiracy, he would get angry, the expression on his face would change to anger, but no, his expression does not change. Populus Lena seems to be smiling, so he is not talking of the conspiracy. This is what Brutus tells, and he assures Cassius to be calm. Cassius, Trebonius knows his time. For look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way. So, Casca had been given the job, has been assigned the job of giving the first blow to Caesar, whereas Trebonius has been given the job of taking Mark Antony out of the way. Yeah, because Mark Antony is to be feared. If he is present, the conspiracy will not be successful, because he will do his best to stop Caesar from being assassinated. So, what had they planned? They had planned that one of them, under some excuse, will take Mark Antony out of the way. He would not be present when the assassination takes place. So, who has been given this job? Trebonius. So, Cassius says that Trebonius knows his job, knows his time. So, Trebonius knows his time, that means he knows when to act. Observe Brutus that he is taking Mark Antony out of the way, that means he is taking Mark Antony away from Caesar. So, Mark Antony and Trebonius, they leave. Trebonius might have said, Mark Antony, I have to talk to you on something, and in this way he takes Mark Antony out. Decius, where is Metellus Cimber? Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar. So, Metellus Cimber is one of the conspirators. He is angry with Caesar. Why? Metellus Cimber's brother Publius Cimber, not this Publius, Publius Cimber has been banished by Caesar the previous day. So, naturally Metellus Cimber is angry. So, he has been given the job of presenting a petition to Caesar to take back the punishment and allow Publius Cimber to live in Rome. Caesar will not agree to it, they know it very well. Caesar tries to show that he is very fixed in his purpose. Whatever he says, he will never take it back, or whatever he does, he will never regret on it. So, they know it very well. Caesar will not listen to their petition, and then they will take an excuse to surround Caesar and beg of him to take back the punishment. In this way, they will surround Caesar from all sides, and after that they will kill Caesar. This is their plan. So, Decius, where is Metellus Cimber? Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar. So, Decius Brutus is saying, where is Metellus Cimber? Now is the time for him. Why? Mark Antony has been taken away. So, now is the time for Metellus Cimber to go and present his petition to Caesar. Brutus, he is addressed, press near and second him. So, Brutus notices Metellus Cimber going towards Caesar. So, he is ready to go. Let us go close to him and support him, help him. Metellus Cimber will go to Caesar and present his petition, and let us also go and stand beside him to support Metellus Cimber. Cinna, Casca, you are the first that rears your hand. So Cinna reminds Casca, Casca, remember, you are the first one to strike Caesar. Caesar, are we all ready? And Caesar is unaware of what is happening close to him. The conspirators are planning to surround him from all sides. So Caesar addresses the public. Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress? So Caesar is addressing the senators and also the common people who have gathered there, that are we all ready? And what are the grievances of the people that they want that Caesar and his senators should set it right. That means the people have come with several petitions, and Caesar wants to know about him so that he could do something, so that he could listen to their petition and do something about it. So he is asking, what has gone wrong? What are the grievances that Caesar and his senators should set right? Now comes Metellus Cimber. Everything is well planned. Metellus Cimber, most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat an humble heart. So Metellus Cimber, he comes very craftily and flatters Caesar a lot. He knows whatever I do, whatever I say, Caesar will not listen to me. In spite of that, he is saying all this to show the arrogance of Caesar. Because when he says these flattering words to Caesar, he knows Caesar will not listen to it. And Metellus Cimber will make it, give this signal to the public that Caesar is arrogant. He doesn't listen to the petitions of the people. This is what they will try to project. So Metellus Cimber, how does he address Caesar? Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar. So all of them, they mean very powerful. So most noble, most powerful, most majestic Caesar. Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble heart. That means Metellus Cimber falls down at your feet and in a very humble manner. Very humbly, Metellus Cimber places himself at your feet. He does it deliberately. And then he kneels in front of Caesar. Caesar, just see, these speeches of Caesar are very important. You will get your extracts from them. I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly curtsies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn predominance and first decree into the law of children. So he says, I cannot allow you to do all these, Metellus Cimber. I cannot allow you. I must stop you from doing all this. You are bending low, crouching lowly. You are bending low and requesting me humbly. These might influence or these might affect ordinary people. Bending and humbly requesting, these might affect ordinary people. It might influence ordinary people. But, and then predominance and first decree into the law of children. So, and as a result, the judgment which has been given and orders which have already been passed might be changed, and they might become laws of children. What happens when children, they frame their games, every day their rule changes. Today they make up these set of rules, tomorrow they change it. Children, they keep on changing the rules of their games every day. But don't be under the impression, or rather he tells, ordinary men might be moved by your lowly kneelings and your humble petitions and change the rules which have, and change the orders which have already been passed and make them appear like rules of children's game. Children, I said, they keep on changing their rules of the games every day. Ordinary men might do like that. They might also change the rules, being influenced by these lowly kneelings and humble greetings, but I am not one of them. That means what I have passed, what judgment I have passed, I stay by it. I don't change it like children do. And ordinary men might be influenced by what you are doing, and they may change the judgment once passed, but I am not a person to do all this. Why? Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools. So he says, don't be so fond, here means foolish. Don't be so foolish to think that Caesar is made of such nature that he can be changed from his own nature. Caesar is not like this, that you can change him from his own nature by flattering him. These might move the blood of the common people. Here he is by fools, he is meaning the common people. Common people, ordinary men, he considers them to be fools. Fools might be melted by these flatteries, but don't be under the impression, or don't be foolish enough to think that Caesar will be changed by these flatteries. You will be able to melt Caesar with your flatteries, don't think these. You might melt the blood of common people, but don't be under the impression that Caesar will change. I mean sweet words, low crooked courtesies and base spaniel fawning. And by these that which melteth fools, he means what are the things which melts ordinary people? Low crooked courtesies, that means bending very low, and base spaniel fawning, that means licking the feet like that of a dog. Spaniels, small dogs. And in order to show their loyalty and their love for their master, what do? They come and lick the feet of the master. So if you think that I am like the ordinary people who are influenced by the by low bending courtesies and licking of the feet in a spaniel like or in a dog like manner will influence me. No, I am not like that. Thy brother by decree is banished. Your brother has been banished by the law. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. So your brother has been banished justly in a legal manner. Your brother has been banished legally. So if you think that bending lowly and asking me to forgive you in the manner, in a dog like manner, if you come and bend before me and lick my feet and ask me to pardon him, I will also treat you like a dog. I will kick you out of my way like a dog only. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied. So you should be knowing that Caesar does not commit a mistake. He does not do any wrong. So unless you give him sufficient reasons, he will not change. So you have to give me sufficient reasons why I should take back his banishment order. Otherwise, I am not a person to change, because he has been banished in a legal manner. He has been exiled from the country in a legal manner. So if you think your bending and all these licking my foot would make me forgive him, pardon him, no, that is not the case. That cannot be the case. Caesar did not do any wrong in banishing him. So unless you give me sufficient reasons why the banishment order should be taken back, I am not going to do anything like that. So you have to give me sufficient reasons why his banishment should not be put into practice. Metellus Cimber. Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ears? So he now this is a signal to the other conspirators to come forward. So he says that, is there no person who can have a greater influence upon Caesar than me to bring back my brother from exile? So now who is coming? I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. Brutus comes forward, the one most trusted, most loved by Caesar. So Brutus comes and he says, I kiss your hand to show you my respect, but not as a flattery. Desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal. So his request to Caesar is that Caesar should take back the banishment order of Publius Cimber and set him free, allow him to come back to his country. So he wants, that means he is supporting Metellus Cimber, he wants that Metellus Cimber should be allowed to return back to his country. Caesar, what, Brutus? So Caesar is shocked. Brutus, you know me and you are making this petition. What Brutus? Now Cassius comes. Cassius knows that Caesar will get angry, but still he comes. This is how one by one the conspirators come and surround Caesar, so that no one else can come and prevent them from their plan, prevent them from activating their plan. Metellus Cimber has already come forward. Brutus has come forward, now Cassius comes, and what he does will naturally irritate Caesar all the more. Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon, as low as to thy foot doth see Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber. Cassius deliberately does it to infuriate Caesar. So he says, Caesar, please forgive me. I get down on my knees and I kneel before you and request you, I appeal to you that Publius Cimber may have his freedom to beg enfranchisement. That means he should be allowed to return to his country. When you return to the country, you become a citizen, but he doesn't enjoy the rights of a citizen because he has been exiled. Now see, this is another very important speech in Act 3, Scene 1, coming from Caesar. After this, the Caesar will die. You won't have any important speech of Caesar after this scene. Much later, when the ghost of Caesar comes, there will be some speeches of Caesar, of course, but this is one very important speech of Caesar. I could be well moved if I were as you. So just see Caesar, he is quite haughty, he is quite proud. By haughty, I don't mean H-O-T-T-Y, H-A-U-G-H-T-Y, that means proud. See Caesar's pride when he says that yes, if I were a common man, an ordinary man like you, I would have been influenced. My prayers, your prayers would have affected me. That means I am not a common person. I am the great Caesar. But had I been a common person, an ordinary person like you, your prayers would have affected me. Your prayers would have appealed to me. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. So if I can pray to others, then others' prayers also will have an effect on me. But I am constant as the northern star. Just see how proud he is, the proud Caesar, the arrogant Caesar. So he says, I am as fixed as the northern star. Northern star, you know, the pole star, it remains fixed in its place, while the other stars, they move all around the sky. The northern star remains fixed. So he compares himself to the northern star. I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Firmament means sky. It is Old English for sky. So he says that I am as constant, that means I am as fixed in my purpose as the northern star. The northern star remains fixed in its position and I remain fixed in my purposes. There is no other star in the sky like the northern star, which remains fixed in its place. That means all the other stars, they move, but the northern star is the only star which remains in its own place. The skies are painted with unnumbered spark. They are all fire, and everyone doth shine. But there is but one in all doth hold his place. So he says that the sky is full of number of stars. They are all made of fire, they all shine. But among these stars, there is one which remains fixed in its place. In the same way, so in the world, in the same way, in the world, it is furnished well with men. The world is also full of men. The sky is full of stars. The stars, what is common to all the stars? They all are of fire, they all shine. But what is uncommon? Only the northern star is one has an uncommon quality. It remains fixed in its place. In the same way, the world is full of men. And men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Just see his pride. He says the world is full of men. What is common to all men? Men are all made of flesh, blood, intellect. But among all these men, there is only one man who keeps firm in his position, who remains firm in his position. He is not affected by outward pressures. So these people are pressurizing him to change his decision, but he remains unmoved by external pressures. He is not a person to be moved by outward pressure. And who is that person? That man is Caesar. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant Simba should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so. So let me prove it also, that I am the only man who remains fixed in his purpose. It was I who had given the orders for the banishment of Publius Simba, and I don't recall him back. So I keep the judgment active. I don't bring him back. This shows that I am firm of purpose. If I have given orders for him to be banished, he will remain banished. I will not recall him. Why did Cassius do all this? So as to infuriate Caesar, so as to make the public feel that Caesar is arrogant. And this is what they will say later. Caesar was arrogant, he was proud, and he would have made you all his slaves had he been allowed to live, and that is why we killed him. Cinna, O Caesar, now Cinna comes forward. Caesar, hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus? So Caesar says, go away from here. You might as well try to lift up the Mount Olympus, that might be possible, but trying to make me change my decision is of no use. I am not going to change my decision. Decius, great Caesar. So Decius also comes forward in this way, slowly. Caesar, doth not Brutus bootless kneel? So Caesar tells Decius Brutus that don't you see that even Brutus had requested me in vain? I have not listened to Brutus's request, so what are you people? If I have not listened to Brutus's request, so why are you all coming? Now Casca, speak hands for me. So Casca doesn't want to speak anything, he wants action. So all the conspirators have already surrounded and only Casca was needed. Casca comes and he says, okay, now let my hands speak on behalf of me, not my words, let my hands speak on behalf of me. And he takes the dagger and stabs Caesar. So Casca is the first one who stabs, and after that the other conspirators, and finally Brutus does it. So when the other conspirators stab, Caesar is shocked. He had not expected anything like this. He had not expected that these people will request him and then they will kill him because he has not listened to their request. He feels that, but no, this was pre-planned, because they knew Caesar wouldn't listen to them, and this would give them an opportunity to surround Caesar and the reason to kill him. So Casca first, then the other conspirators, and Marcus Brutus stabs Caesar. Finally, who stabs Caesar? It's Marcus Brutus. And Caesar up till now had been standing and braving the attacks. But when Brutus comes and stabs him, Caesar was shocked. He couldn't bear to see Brutus as one of the conspirators coming and stabbing him, his best friend, someone whom he loved so much, whom he had forgiven. Even though Brutus had been on the side of Pompey, Caesar had freed him after he was arrested. He had freed him and made him his friend. And that Brutus, et tu Brute, this is one of the most famous lines. Et tu Brute, that means you too, Brutus. Then falls Caesar. So when he sees Brutus coming and stabbing him, he does not wish to live anymore. So he says, then let me die. Let me fall to the ground and face my death. That means being betrayed by Caesar, he couldn't, being betrayed by Brutus, he couldn't take this. So what does he do? He gives up the desire to live. He falls to the ground and he dies. Cinna, liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, cry it about the streets. So what does Cinna is happy? They have accomplished their mission of killing Caesar. So he said, we have gained liberty, we have gained our freedom from the tyrannical rule of Caesar. So we have killed Caesar. Tyranny is dead. So Caesar is as if personified as, tyranny is being personified as a person, or rather he is being referred, Caesar is being referred to as a tyrannical ruler. So we have killed tyranny. That means we have killed the tyrant Caesar. So run hence, proclaim, cry it about the street. So he says, let us run through the streets crying that we have brought liberty and freedom to our people and we have killed the tyrant. So let us proclaim it, run through the streets and let us shout this out. Cassius, some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom and enfranchisement. Pulpit means a public platform where people get up to give some speech. So he says, some of us, let us go to the public platform. And where do you find these pulpits? They are in places where people gather the most, like marketplaces. So let us go to the common pulpit and cry out, what? Liberty, freedom and enfranchisement. That means equality for all, the right to freedom, right to vote. So, and liberty and freedom and all. That means let us cry these about the streets. Brutus, people and senators, be not affrighted, fly not, stand still. Ambition's debt is paid. So Brutus, how does he pacify the people? The people are horrified at the turn of events. They had come here to present their petition to Caesar. They had come here to see Caesar being crowned the king. And what do they see? Instead, the most powerful man of Rome killed by his own senators. A handful of senators killing Caesar. So Brutus knows that he must handle the situation immediately, otherwise there might be an immediate reaction to it. So what does he tell? He tells the people as well as the other senators who are not the conspirators, he tells them, don't be afraid. Caesar was ambitious and he has paid for it. Ambition's debt is paid. So Caesar's ambition, he has been paid for. He has paid the penalty for being ambitious. Casca, go to the pulpit, Brutus. Brutus, ascend the pulpit and address the people. Pulpit is the public platform. Decius and Cassius too. So Decius says not only Brutus but also Cassius, go to the public platforms and talk to the people. Tell them why we killed Caesar. Brutus, where is Publius? This Publius is a senator. He is not Publius Sember, who is Metellus Sember's brother. This is another Publius and he is an aged senator. Here, quite confounded with this mutiny. So Cinna says he seems to be quite shocked by this mutiny or this rebellion. Metellus, stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar should chance. So Metellus says, let us all stand close to each other. Otherwise, some friend of Caesar might attack us. Yes, if we stand separately, a friend of Caesar might come and attack us. So if we stand united, we stand. Let us stand united so that even if there is a friend of Caesar close by, he wouldn't dare to attack us. Talk not of standing. So don't talk of standing here together. Publius, good cheer, there is no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. So tell them, Publius. So he assures Publius. Publius, be cheerful. Don't look worried. Be cheerful. We don't wish to harm you nor to any other Romans. That means our only target was Caesar and we did our job. We don't intend to harm any Roman or any other senator. And leave us, Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief. So Cassius tells Publius that, Publius, it would be really good if you leave us and if you leave this place and go away. Why? Because the people, if they get angry with us, they might come and attack us, and you might also get entangled in their anger. You might also suffer on account of us. If you are here, they might also think you to be one of the conspirators, and if they are displeased with us, they might come and attack us and you might also be attacked. So leave this place and go away. Brutus, do so, and let no man abide this deed but we the doers. So Brutus also tells Publius to leave this place and go away. Publius is an aged senator. So Brutus doesn't want any harm coming to him. He doesn't want anyone else other than the conspirators to take the responsibility of killing Caesar. We are alone the doer of this action. No one else should take the responsibility. So if any harm comes to us also, it is to should come any harm. If the public wishes to harm the conspirators, only we should be harmed. No one else should suffer on account of this. Re-enter Trebonius. Now Trebonius, remember, he had been given the job of taking Mark Antony away, so he has done it successfully and now he returns. Where is Antony? Cassius is asking. Fled to his house amazed. So he has run back to his house shocked. This amazed doesn't mean surprise. Surprise is something milder. In the streets he hears the news of Caesar's assassination and so he has run to his house. Horrified. Why horrified? Caesar, the most powerful man, and that he should be killed in the Senate, in the capital. Men, wives and children stare, cry out and run as it were doomsday. So the people of Rome, men, women and children, they are so shocked, they run about in a horrified manner as if it was the judgment day, doomsday, the last day on earth, the judgment day. Brutus, fates, we will know your pleasures, that we shall die we know. It is but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon. So he is eager to know what fate has in store for them. fate, we want to know what you have in store for us. We all know that we have to die. Yeah, death is inevitable. So we all know that we have to die. But when we are bothered about the time of death, that is not known. When we are going to die. Did Caesar know he was going to die today? He knew he will die one day, but did he know that he was going to die today only? No, he did not know that. So the time of death is not certain, and we care only about the time of death and try to delay it as much as possible. What is our wish? If we think that we have only 5 years to live, we would want if only we had 5 more years, 10 years to live. If 10, why not 20? This is what we want. Delay the time of death as much as possible. Death is inevitable, death is common to all. Cassius, why? He that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death. This is very important. Cassius says, so if you cut off the lifespan of a person by 20 years, then you are doing him a favor. Because he doesn't have to live in the fear of death for all those 20 years. Suppose I am promised a longevity of 80 years, and from this 20 years someone cuts off my 20 years and kills me now. So I don't have to worry about those 20 years waiting for death. So in this way, the person who has killed me is doing me a favor by relieving me from the anxiety of worrying about death for these 20 years. So this is what Brutus says, the thing which I just said. Grant that, and then is death a benefit? So if we are to accept this, then death is a blessing. It is not a curse, it is a boon. So are we Caesar's friends that have abridged his time of fearing death? So in that case, we are not Caesar's enemies, we are his friends. Why? Because we have cut short his longevity, so he doesn't need to worry about death. He doesn't need to live in fear of death. We have cut short, by cutting short his longevity, we have freed him from the anxiety of worrying about death. Suppose he were to live for 70 years, we have killed him at 50. So Caesar does not need to live these 20 years and worry about death. Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let us all cry peace, freedom, and liberty. Remember, this is what Calpurnia had seen in her dream. Famous Romans washing their hands in Caesar's blood. And this is what is going to happen. Brutus is ordering the people also to do the same. That means Calpurnia's dream was deliberately wrongly interpreted. She had interpreted it correctly, that there is some danger to Caesar's life. But Decius Brutus deliberately misinterpreted the dream to take Caesar to the capital. And this is what is happening now. So he is telling the Romans to stoop, to bend, and smear their hands in the blood of Caesar. Put bloods on their hands and on their swords. And after that, what are they supposed to do? They would walk towards the marketplace. There is a pulpit or a public platform in the marketplace where Brutus will address the common people. So from the capital to the marketplace, how will they walk? With their hands and the swords smeared in the blood of Caesar. And they would be holding their swords over their heads and crying peace, freedom, and liberty. So why? This is also a fear tactics. In this way, they also want to frighten the people of Rome so that they don't rise in revolt against them. So we will be waving our red weapons, that means the red swords smeared in the blood of Caesar. And if these group of conspirators with their open swords smeared in the blood of Caesar, they run in this way towards the capital, naturally the public will be frightened. At this moment, they are horrified. Cassius, stoop then and wash. So let us bend and wash our hands in Caesar's blood. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown? So he says, yes, let us bend our hands, let us bend low, let us stoop, and then wash our hands, bathe our hands and our weapons in the blood of Caesar. And then says that yes, many years from now, when this will be enacted on stage, so Caesar will be dying so many deaths, and this scene will be in states unborn, means in states which are not even known yet, and in different languages which are not yet known. Yes, see, in Roman history was before Christ. Julius Caesar died before Christ, okay, and many years later, this play written by Shakespeare, it has been written in English. But England did not exist in Julius Caesar's time, so states unborn, and languages, accents yet unknown. Language, English was not known in Julius Caesar's time. Yet when this was made for the stage, for to be enacted on stage, so it was done in places in states unborn and accents unknown. English was not a language. English did not exist only. English is comparatively a new language, a little above 1000 years, or not even 1000, just 1000. And the modern English, or rather Shakespearean English, is just 400 or 500 years old. Shakespeare died in 1616, a little earlier before that. So in languages yet unknown, so yet unknown in the time of Julius Caesar. So actually this is Shakespeare who's saying, not Cassius. Cassius wouldn't know only that this would be enacted on stage. So shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown. So it will be enacted in places which have not yet taken birth and languages which are not yet known. Brutus, how many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's basis lies along, no worthier than the dust. Sorry. So Brutus also says that often when this scene will be enacted on stage, Caesar will be murdered, and it will give a pleasure to the audience to watch. Caesar's body, which is lying now at the base of Pompey's statue, and is not even valuable, not more valuable than the dust on which it lies. But this scene will be enacted and it will give pleasure to the audience to watch the scene. Cassius, so oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty. Yeah, Cassius, he has high hopes. He says, as often as this scene will be enacted, we will be, the group of us, we conspirators, will be called as saviors of the country. We will be rated as people who save their country from slavery. We will be known as the freedom fighters. We will be known as the liberators, liberating from the tyranny of Caesar. So he says that they will be hailed as a hero, but in reality it happens that they will be considered as traitors. So this wish of Cassius does not get fulfilled. We always know them as traitors. What? Shall we forth? So shall we proceed? Cassius, aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and the best hearts of Rome. So Cassius says, yes, let us do that. Brutus will be our leader, and we will be following him. The bravest and the best people of Rome, we will follow him close behind. So he considers that the conspirators are the bravest and the best people of Rome, and they will be following Brutus, who will be their leader. Enter a servant, soft. Who comes here? A friend of Antony's. So Brutus recognizes the servant to be someone close to Antony, Mark Antony's friend. Servant. Thus Brutus did my master bid me kneel. So Antony, after going to his house, and once that he has regained composure, he thinks about his next action, what he should do. So he has sent a servant to Brutus with this message which the servant delivers. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal and loving. Say, I love Brutus and honor him. Say, I feared Caesar, honored him and loved him. So the servant comes and tells Brutus that, Brutus, my master told me to kneel down in front of you to show my respect, to offer you my respect, and he has also ordered me that while I remain bent on my knees, while I remain prostrate before you, he ordered me that I should tell him that Brutus is noble, wise, brave and honest. 4 qualities. Caesar was brave, royal and loving. So these are the difference between Caesar and Brutus. Tell Brutus, he has told the servant, tell Brutus I love him and honor him. Say, I feared, honored and loved Caesar. And regarding Caesar, he honored Caesar, he loved him also, but he was also afraid of Caesar. Regarding Brutus, he is not afraid of Brutus, but he was afraid of Caesar, and he loved him and honored him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him and be resolved how Caesar had deserved to lie in death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. So says my master Antony. So Antony has sent a message to Brutus through the servant and ordered him that you should tell Brutus as I have told you to say. So what are the things he tells? That if Brutus should allow him, that Mark Antony should come safely to him and be satisfied with the reason that why Caesar was killed. If Brutus gives Mark Antony sufficient reasons why Caesar should be killed, how he had deserved to die, then Mark Antony will not love Caesar. Mark Antony will not love dead Caesar. If Caesar deserved to die, then I won't love Caesar. If he gives me sufficient reasons why Caesar deserved to die, I will not love dead Caesar. Rather, I will love Brutus and I will follow him through all the dangers of the new state of things. Yeah, in the death of Caesar, the state of things have become new. Everything is in turmoil. The condition of Rome is in turmoil. So he is ready at this moment to follow Brutus through all the dangers. This is the message he wants to be forwarded to Brutus through his servant. So Mark Antony's servant says, this is the message which my master has sent you through me. My master Mark Antony has sent this message through me. He has taught me to tell you all these. Brutus, thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched. So Brutus gives his word of honor that, and he also tells, your master is wise, he is a brave Roman, and I never thought him worse. I always thought of him in the same manner, that he is a wise and brave Roman. So you go and tell your master that if he thinks it fit, he can come here and I will satisfy him with reasons, and he will be able to come and leave this place in complete safety without any harm to his person. So Brutus gives him the security assurance. Servant, I'll fetch him presently. So he leaves. Brutus, I know that we shall have him well to friend. So Brutus is not very far-sighted. Brutus is emotional. Cassius is far-sighted, and Cassius is very cunning also. So Brutus feels that if we can convince him, he feels Brutus is overconfident. This is also one mistake of Brutus. He feels that we will be able to convince him and make him agree to become our friend. And what does Cassius say to it? I wish we may, but I told you Cassius is more wise. He is shrewd. So he says, I wish we may, but yet I have a mind that fears him much, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose. So Brutus feels, Cassius feels that yes, I also think that if we have him as a friend, it will do us really good. But I have great doubts about it, and I am really afraid of him. And whenever I have had doubts about something, I have found they have always come out true. Yes, it is true. He had told that Mark Antony will be dangerous for them, and he had wanted that Mark Antony should be killed along with Caesar, but Brutus had not allowed it. And later Mark Antony only became their most formidable enemy. And it was because of Mark Antony that they suffered defeat finally. And Mark Antony is a very shrewd person. He is the perfect match to Cassius, rather better than Cassius. So, 1 minute. I think I'll stop here if it is just the half. 290. So, yes, re-enter Antony, but here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony. So he says, see, Antony is coming here, and then he welcomes Mark Antony. So we will stop here, because if I go on burdening you with a lot, you all won't be happy with it. You all won't want to view it, and half of it will be left untouched. So this is enough for today, and then I will come again with my part 2. So wait for the time being and have a happy time.